Sky Sports.
All right, show's over. That first goal scorer's killed it for me. Ow! Ow! Come on!
Sky Bet. It matters more when there's money on it.
Wembley, the holy grail of football. The playoff adventure for 2008 ends today with the final part of a blockbusting trilogy. Lovely volley from Gleeson. Oh, what a goal that is! No! How about that? Can he take it all the way? Liam Dickinson! He has done! They've never been to Wembley, but they're going now. There will be a derby in the League Two final. The red carpet is ready and waiting for Rochdale or Stockport, a route into League One and games next season against the likes of Leeds United and Leicester City. Commentators at Wembley Stadium, Gary Birtles and Bill Leslie.
Well, the failure to overturn the red card picked up by David Perkins in the semi-final has provided Rochdale with their main selection dilemma. How do you replace a player who's been so keen to their success this season? They're going to have a look at how to keep Liam Dickinson quiet. He's the main man, 20 goals this season. Adam Lafondra, the former Stockport County player, looking to get one over on his former clubs here. Well, let's have a check on the two lineups for you. Nathan Delaria, the man who is drafted in to replace the stricken Perkins, who serves his suspension here. He's only started 5 times this season. He's alongside the skipper, Gary Jones. Adam Lafondra, top scorer, who we've just seen. He's brought back into the side after a subs role in the semi-final. He started off the bench at Stockport. It's Young with 8 players, 23 or under. Stockport raised a few eyebrows with changes for the second leg, particularly over their goalkeeper, John Ruddy. Well, he misses out again, and Conrad Logan, on loan from Leicester, remains in goal. Gareth Owen plays with a protective mask after he broke his cheekbone in the semi-final win against Wickham. And at the other end, Liam Dickinson, with those 20 goals, scored the goal to bring County to Wembley, who'd bet against him being the difference again today. Significantly no keepers on either bench, and one name that they haven't seen for a while in the Stockport ranks, Matty McNeil, hasn't played since November, since a knee injury. Well, it's been the Wembley rookies who've triumphed this weekend, hasn't it? Hull and Doncaster never played here before, both Wembley winners now. That would point Rochdale's way, who come here for the first time. On the other hand, though, the highest placed sides in the Championship and League One, they've earned promotion, so that points towards Stockport. As open as any of the finals as we've seen here at the National Stadium this weekend, and it is Stockport County in blue who get us off and underway. 3 years they have spent at this, the basement level of the Football League. Just the 34, the men in the black and white stripes, are looking to bring to an end by victory here this afternoon. Good start, always important, as on a wet and windy day is a good claim early on, and that's exactly what Conrad Logan gets in the goal for Stockport County, preferred again to John Ruddy on loan from Everton.
So important, your first touch is right. Goalkeepers want to get a clean catch like that. It was a decent ball in by Rundle.
Immediately they look for Dickinson. Just a word on these formations. It's 4-2-3-1 for Stockport County and an orthodox 4-4-2. that Rochdale and the Keith Hill play.
Yeah, what Stockport do with this system, if they go in front, the opposition find it very difficult to break them down, because Dicker and Turnbull just sit in front of the back four, and oppositions have to find a way through. They have to feed it through to the strikers, and it becomes very difficult. It's a system they believe in, they play very well, and I've got to say it works for them in a big way.
48 hours of pretty much solid rain in the capital, but the pitch, despite having 2 games played in the last 2 days, 7 over the last 3 weeks here, is looking pretty good. They've had a chance, the ground staff here, to really work on it over the last 12 months or so, and it is up to the standards pretty much that we've come to expect over the years from Wembley.
It certainly is, and the ground staff, after everybody's gone, work until about 1:30, 2 in the morning to repair it for the following day, and then after this one's finished, they've got the England game in midweek, so they have to prepare it. Very rarely get a break.
And then on Friday the stage goes up for a concert here at the weekend. All action at the National Stadium. That's what we can expect here. 2 sides who very much like to play on the front foot in League Two. Very similar defensive records these two have had over the season. They've conceded the same number of goals. Rochdale slightly more expansive in going forward. They've scored 5 more. Stockport, I suppose, just start as favourites. They did finish 1 place higher and did the double over Rochdale in the league, of course.
But of course, we know it means nothing when you come to an occasion like this, and a lot of emphasis has been placed on Dickinson's shoulders. That lone striker role is a difficult one to play on a big pitch. Desperate to have Rowe and Pilkington join in with him and support him.
Different setups and different approaches as well from the manager, just trying to play it down, treat it like a normal game. Keith Hill, no Wembley suits or walkabouts at the ground beforehand. They turned up a little bit early in their tracksuits just to get a feel for it.
Yeah, they were here at 10-1, weren't they? Particularly early.
You can try and treat it like a normal game, but they know, everyone involved in this, that it's far from that. It's all season in one afternoon.
You can't treat it like that, Bill. I saw the Rochdale players when they came out the tunnel and saw the stadium, and they thought, you know, they just loved every minute of it. They were hugging each other and realised the importance of the occasion.
Rundle with the throw for Rochdale, thought better of it. He'll leave it to Tom Kennedy, the fullback, one of the penalty scorers in that semi-final. Dramatic win against Darlington.
Oh, how good were those penalties?
Don't think they'll mind, will they? Rochdale, if it goes all the way here, which of course it has the potential to do.
It's just great to see 2 managers believe in youth, giving them a chance, getting them out there and letting them express themselves.
Jim Gannon, who was a player, experienced all those Wembley defeats for Stockport under Danny Bagara. Is it his time to finally feel the Wembley winning way, albeit in a slightly different role now? Same age, the 2 managers, similar philosophies, both former players at the clubs, of course. Stockport 5 points adrift at the bottom of the Football League when in December of 2005 Jim Gannon took over. Rochdale 2 places off the bottom of the Football League when Keith Hill took over. Both of them now with a real chance to head for the top. It's a real strength that Stockport County have their left-hand side. Michael Rose and Tommy Rowe always looking to combine and provide ammunition from wide for Liam Dickinson.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of having the 2 fullbacks who will get forward. If Rowe and Pilkington do come in and support Dickinson, Smith and Rose will join in down the flanks and cause problems.
This is Gareth Owen. To have a broken cheekbone for his troubles in the semi-final win, a clash with Wickham's Tommy Doherty. Dickinson the target. And there was plenty of him, 6'5". And so mobile, does the work of 2 strikers, and he's illustrating just that point now. Rundle back in the nick of time, and that was a mightily significant interception.
Yeah, he didn't spot the danger quickly there. Dickinson was so strong, battled his way through, and really top-class intervention there.
Plenty of space for James Smith, the on-loan Liverpool fullback, down this right. Rundle again, charged with cutting it off at source.
Rundle is a big danger for Rochdale, and I'm sure Smith will try and get forward whenever he can to make him track back and nullify his threat a little bit.
Gary Dicker. Stephen Gleeson scored that spectacular goal at Adams Park to ensure that they went into the second leg against Wycombe on level terms. A sliding challenge which is slightly mistimed, and on a pitch and an afternoon like this, I'm sure that won't be the last.
Not at all. I think he's done a pitch a bit of good. Seems to be holding up in the game yesterday a little bit.
Taken quickly, but the offside flag goes up. Trying to use the element of surprise there, Rose coming forward from fullback.
Yeah, and that's the danger he poses. He will get forward.
McNulty. Dickinson underneath it. Delaria doing his best to ensure it didn't get through that. It's away by Tommy Lee. Pilkington couldn't keep hold of it, but the men in blue do. McNulty.
Going to be impressed by the discipline of Turnbull and Dicker as well. It's almost as if they go across the halfway line, they get fined by the manager. You know, they're that protected, they're that disciplined, and young lads love to get forward, burst free and help further up, but those two don't.
Well, Smith is certainly given license to get forward here. The return ball can be picked out to him by Anthony Pilkington, who's another one of those who doesn't have any shackles on the position he plays. Dicker. Now Anthony Pilkington. Gary Jones, the captain for Rochdale, can collect. Simon Ramsden. Looking for Dagnan. Finding Dagnan. As Lafondra to his left, but three blue shirts closed in double quick time.
Rochdale haven't been able to get it to the feet of Lafondra and Dagnall so far for the first time. And that is because the two protected midfield players don't really allow you time on the ball to do that.
Good atmosphere here at Wembley. Both sides selling plenty of tickets for this one. Of course, they don't have the support of the likes of Leeds United or indeed the Hull City and Bristol City in the Championship, but those who have made the trip down on this wet and windy Wembley afternoon are suddenly making their presence felt. Stockport fans who pride themselves on the noise and the weight of their numbers when they go on the road. Just ask Wycombe about that in the semi-final. McNulty. Now Gary Dicker. It's fizzed away from Tommy Rowe.
Yeah, good idea. In yesterday's game, it might have held up a little bit.
In 10 minutes played, both sides just feeling each other out.
You're always going to get that first 10 minutes settling down period. Get a feel of the turf. See how the pitch is playing. Like Rochdale, they've got two good outlets in Higginbottom and Rundle. They get Higginbottom into the game. He's hardly been involved so far.
Here's Jones. Interesting, Gary, positional-wise. It was always going to be a big hole to feel the absence of the suspended David Perkins in midfield, but Simon Ramsden, the fullback, is filling in there, and Nathan Delaria has started off the match at right back.
Yeah, he's a big miss for them, isn't he? Saw him come out the tunnel. Not a big player, but he serves in terms of inches, but heart-wise, they'll miss him in there. Going alongside Jones, complement each other so well. It's strange to see that system change, to be fair.
And they had Chris Basham, who was at loan on the club but not eligible. He might have gone in. John Doolan, another option to go in there, but he's been a little bit short of football recently. It's the one big decision that Keith Hill had to make during the week. Of course, they harbored strong hopes that the red card would be overturned, but unfortunately, the authorities not receptive to Rochdale's pleas.
Had it been in Wales, it might have been a different kettle of fish.
Gareth Owen. Here's Rose. And quick to look forward for Rowe. Delaria dealt with it. Here's Gary Jones. Kennedy. Pressure from Le Fondre. More than anyone out there would love to get one over on his former club. It started off with him at Stockport County, of course. Here's Jones. This is a great run from the captain. Just a goal kick.
Well, he is a heartbeat to the side, isn't he? Everybody plays off him, his enthusiasm.
Record appearance maker for the club, Gary Jones.
Well, every team has inspirational leaders, and he's certainly the one for Rochdale. And it does rub off on your teammates.
Away by Stanton. Kennedy's looping ball in the direction of Le Fondre. Leaving René Howe out of the side, they have sacrificed a more physical threat up front. And again, Adam Le Fondre is the top scorer.
At the moment, it's all very narrow, isn't it? No real width to the game at the moment from either side.
Ramsden. He's a player they'll look to provide it. The youngest player in the Rochdale side, Colin Higginbottom. Jones. Rochdale just trying to start to get a grip of things here. Floated up towards Le Fondre, who got a touch to it, and leave it to each other a little bit.
It's a decent ball in. The header wasn't bad, and not a striped shirt was following in, gambling there. You have to get more bodies in the box than that.
It's a nice situation for a manager to have, isn't it? Two top quality goalkeepers to choose from. John Ruddy as well. We talked about him briefly earlier on loan from Everton. Does have a hernia problem. Doesn't even make the bench though, despite delaying his operation. Conrad Logan on loan from Leicester. Those of us successful here this afternoon. Stockport may just be playing against his loan club that season. Smith. And to turn it round the corner. Kennedy well positioned. Dickinson, that's a good turn.
Well, he gets it on his favourite foot there, just backed into his marker a little bit, gave himself a little space. Here we are, played into him now, he's backing in, a little slip there, takes advantage, but it's across it. There, an early sign of his intent. He's so confident that he feels he can score from any angle.
£2,000 they paid for him from Woodley Sports in the Unibon North Division. Now the biggest concern they have is holding on to him due to the season he's had. that winner against Wycombe. Last time out, his 20th of the season. Here's Jones leading the charge for Rochdale from midfield.
Again, it's those two protective midfield players, Dicker this time and Turnbull, who just nullify things. It's so difficult for the opposition to pass around them.
Good one here. Out comes Logan, hasn't got hold of it, but McNulty first on the scene.
A little bit of luck there. Get it cleanly. He comes out and tries to make it his own. It's the long ball that causes the problem. The flick on. Comes out, doesn't get it. A little bit of a collision. Nobody following up. It'd have been a different story had there been.
Just bubbling under this final, isn't it? You expect it to explode into life any minute as one side or the other starts to take a few more chances. First half of the first half has been cagey.
Nobody wants to make a mistake. It's such a big occasion, we know that. I mean, how many times have we said that? Obvious it's a big occasion, it's bound to get to you. And no, of course you don't want to make a mistake. The longer the game goes on, the more positive the players will become.
Everyone wants to be that Wembley hero. No one wants to be remembered for the wrong reasons. Here's Dagnall deflected! They thought it was in half of Wembley Stadium. They were wrong.
Well, we've just seen Dickinson at the other end have a little opening, and now Dagnall gets one. Lovely jink away. It's a decent block and just clips the side net in. That's good strike play. Turns up defenders. One thing in his mind, wants to go at them. Nearly gets something out of it for his team.
Scored in both semi-finals, both with a little bit of luck as well. Here's the resulting corner. Higginbottom, it's the first for Rochdale, and it's the goal! It is first blood to Rochdale, and it is Rory McCardle.
It's all about the quality of the corner. This is what you want. As somebody attacking, and the ball comes in with this quality. Keeper's blocked off there, can't get there. Look at that for a header. Gets in front, keeper nowhere, gets blocked off, but it's the quality of the delivery. And there, good lead, great timing. There's a lot of blue shirts around here, but not one of them gets near McCardle and blocks him off. Ball seemed to just hold up when it comes in from the corner. Just gives him that half a yard to attack it. Isn't he delighted? And every reason to be.
His first goal since October comes at Wembley. And Rochdale lead their local rivals. Well, here we are. It has come to life now in this League Two playoff final. Stockport must respond, and they try to in double quick time.
Well, they have to respond now. We know what a good side they are when they go 1-0 up themselves. Stockport, they sit back and ask the opposition to get through them. This time they've got to go and get back in the game. So interesting to see how they do that. So important to get the quality of the ball into an area they did there for the goal, Rochdale. A number of times we bang on about, well, the quality from the set piece wasn't good enough. It was there.
Jones picks out Adam Lafondra, who goes for the curler.
Well, springing the step now. They want to sit back and rest on the laurels, Rochdale. They want to go and keep taking the game to Stockport. Well, this is where your centre-halves are so important. You look at the setup there are a lot of blue shirts in there, but the strike one of McCardle comes in, the keeper's blocked up, can't get there. Nowhere near it. It's a terrific header, but it's all about quality of delivery.
1-0 enough for Hull City. 1-0 enough for Doncaster. Will 1-0 be enough for Rochdale? That's on by Rundle. Here's Gleeson, looking over the top for Dickinson, trying to get his way through a very tight alleyway between the two defenders. On by Ramsden. Here's Rose. towards Dickinson. Stanton trying to get in there first. It's a free kick here for Rochdale. Twice they've played Stockport this season, twice they've lost to Stockport this season. They lead here, just past the halfway mark of the first half. Adam Lafondra. Is he involved in the goal in a slightly untoward way? A hint that maybe he was impeding the goalkeeper's progress to the ball. A few Stockport County officials a little unhappy with that. So did the players down there. Dicker. Turnbull. Smith. Now Paul Turnbull, the 18-year-old in the engine room for Stockport County. 4 teenagers in their starting lineup. 8 of the starting lineup here for Rochdale, 23 or under. These are 2 young sides, a big occasion. Let's have a look at this potential block here, Gary. What do you make of it?
Does he pull a fast one? Yeah, there's definitely a grab there and he can't get there. Thought he was blocked off when it first happened. His own man's there. And he just cannot get there. I'm not so sure he would have done had he got a run on it. The ball was that good a quality. I think the referee in that situation saw that there were 2 players together near the goalkeeper, one of his own and one of the opposition, and that made it difficult to make a decision.
And Stuart Atwell, the referee, a first visit here. First time he's ever taken charge of a final in his first ever Football League season. Pilkington. Well, they will do anything to stop Dickinson, and foul means used that time. Must be a test for Tommy Lee.
Well, it won't if the referee doesn't get the ball 10 yards.
Fitter Michael Rose looks the likely candidate to take this one. The blue shirts forward from the back. Dickinson in the mix as well. McNulty just arriving. It's a curler. Oh, it's just wide. Valiant effort that one from Anthony Pilkington.
Tremendous effort. Very similar to the Coppinger one for Doncaster. Similar area, same area he goes for. Full stretch Lee. He thought it might be sneaking in. Great technique, and that just shaves the post. He thought he was in trouble, Lee. And he knows how close he was to getting his team back in it.
A warning shot across Rochdale bows. History now very much favouring Rochdale. It's the 19th one-legged playoff final in League Two. Previous 13 sides who scored first have gone on to win. Already heard in the build-up to the game, Keith Hill, not a big one for history, said he used to fall asleep during it at school.
Yeah, he's saying I didn't touch him. He didn't touch him. The referee said your intent was to, maybe. Striker's got to go and try and block it. It was a bad back pass. There he dives in. Had he caught him, he was in big trouble. He lunged in, and the referee just saying, calm down. And he'll be saying, oh, I was entitled to go and try and block it. And he was.
Here's Jones. Higginbottom. Rose's header. Now Howe. There's wide players down the left for Stockport looking to combine.
That's intelligent use of the ball from Rochdale there. Get it down the channels. They know Dagnall and Lefondre will chase, and Harry.
And there's that mask Gareth Owen wearing because of the broken cheekbone he picked up against Wycombe. Bittersweet week for him as well, that big Chelsea fan, Gareth Owen. And to get over the disappointment of the European Cup final defeat. Very much a final of his own to take care of. And plenty for Stockport County to do. Third of the match now played, and they trail. Rory McArdle's third goal of the season. He's coming up again for this one. Rundle will whip it in. That's infinitely more comfortable.
There's the difference in quality. The first one for the goal, perfect quality. That one, not a trouble at all.
Stockport looking for the quick break here. Pilkington came so close a moment ago with that free kick. First corner, Stockport.
Well, can they deliver the quality that Rochdale delivered for their goal?
Rochdale one corner, one goal. Now it's Stockport County's go. Short they go to Gleeson. That's a good ball in by Rowe. It's all on from the corners here, isn't it? An equaliser for Stockport County.
Well, we asked for quality. It was a short corner and left 2-on-1. You cannot leave 2-on-1 here. Look at this. This is sloppy. Take the short one. He's out of the game now. Lovely delivery here. And we see, does it come off a Rochdale player? Did it come off a hand there? I'm sure it comes off a Rochdale player. It comes in that quick. There we see the ball come in, and it does. Comes off the hand. He knows it straight away.
We're into 2 minutes of added time. 2 goals in this first half. No closer to being able to see who will leave League Two at the end of this afternoon. Gleeson didn't have the legs to get there ahead of Delaria. Just kept in by Rose. McNulty. Dicker. Here's McArdle. Now Jones. What a perfect time this would be to get another goal for either side. It's Rochdale who probe. Callum Higginbottom. Tommy Rowe carrying forward here for Stockport County. Delaria not sure how to deal with him. He needed support and he got it. Jones. Higginbottom. Lefondre and Dagnall wait in the middle. Rundle on the edge of the box. Perhaps not the best option available there for Rochdale was taken.
There's always a buzz of anticipation whenever Dickinson's near. The Rochdale defender could be one-on-one.
Trickery there from Dagnall, couldn't unlock the door. Smith. And Turnbull. The first half, which has been a tale of 2 centre-halves, a towering header from Rory McArdle to power Rochdale into the lead, and then a mix-up at the back. The hand of Stanton gifting an equaliser to Stockport County. So we're level 1-1 at half-time at Wembley in the League Two playoff final. 45 minutes away from promotion. Scores level after the first half. Delaria. Just one change to inform you about. Callum Higginbottom has gone off for Rochdale. Ben Muirhead, the man who scored the winning penalty, the former Manchester United trainee, has come on this right side. Like-for-like swap in terms of position, Gary.
Yeah, I think the manager won't be pleased with the contribution from Higginbottom. Hardly got involved in the game, and when he did, he seemed to give possession away, so not a surprise there.
Higginbottom, the youngest player in the Rochdale starting lineup, it has to be said. You never quite know how players are going to react to what is, let's not forget, the biggest day in most of these players' careers. Here's Jones. Rundle, who sadly was involved in the first half. Make an early impact in the second. That's good movement from Dagnall, read by McNulty. Stanton. Muirhead. Couldn't control it. Well, they're still talking about that equalising goal for Stockport. Greg Whelan down in the tunnel can give us more.
Thanks very much indeed, Bill. We grabbed a quick word with the referee, Stuart Atwill. He will see it as an own goal by Nathan Stanton. Now, the reason is this. When the cross comes in from Tommy Rowe, the ball looks as though it's going to be saved by the goalkeeper. Even though it's on target, it looks as though the goalkeeper is going to save it. And it's the fact, then, that Stanton diverts the path of the ball away from the goalkeeper into the net, which is crucial. That's why they will view it as an own goal by Nathan Stanton.
Thanks, Greg. That's cleared up now, then. Stanton OG. McArdle opener for Rochdale.
You can understand players wanting to claim goals at Wembley, but that was blatantly an own goal.
Here's Turnbull. Dicker just got it through on this left-hand side. Rose with the early ball. Looking for Rowe. Got to run Delaria. Plenty of men back in defence there for Rochdale, and it proved to be enough. Well, they need to get men forward to provide an option. Lafondra's touch. Recollected by Rose. Now Tommy Rowe over the top for Dickinson. Stanton trying to make up the ground, and doing so, did so well.
Every time Dickinson gets in that sort of area, you panic a little bit as your opposition, but this time Stanton's very strong. Stops him in his tracks.
Rowe. Rowe's cross, awkward bouncing one. Oh, what a goal! Anthony Pilkington stoops to conquer, and for the first time in the final, Stockport County lead.
Well, again, you have to look at the delivery. Wasn't a particularly good one, but it was an awkward one. On this pitch, a lot of rain's fallen. You see when it comes back to Rose. Just puts it in there, and look, it bounces, skids across, but that is a terrific finish. Great adjustment by Pilkington. Slightly behind him, hits the target. Look, it skids off there, and that is a quality finish. Gives Leeds no chance whatsoever. Slightly behind, doesn't try and do too much with it, just guides it on target. And that is real quality from Anthony Pilkington.
And so the men for the south of Greater Manchester lead their rivals from the northeast of the city. And it is Rochdale now who must find a response, having led in the first half.
Yeah, the thing about the delivery, it was away from the goalkeeper, couldn't come and get it. And with it skidding off the surface, made it difficult to defend, and Pilkington adjusted his body really well. And a real quality finish. And he's got to lift his team now.
Well, he'll look to the fact, and we'll hope that his players look to the fact that they came back from a worse situation than this in the semi-final. They knew they had to score in the second half if they were going to win, but they're running to score to stay in it. Extra time and penalties available if required. The scores are level after 90, of course. One could time required so far, but then again, we haven't had more than one goal in a game so far this playoff final weekend at Wembley.
Just a response the manager would have wanted. Take it straight back to Stockport, put them under pressure. I hope his delivery this time was as good as the two we've seen from Stockport.
Every corner in the match so far has led to a goal. McArdle in there and around the penalty spot. A little bit of pushing and shoving in a very congested goalmouth. Adam Lafondra in the thick of it. Dagnall just behind him. Lafondra, remember, it was who had to grab hold of the goalkeeper's arm controversially for the Rochdale opener. In it comes. Finally a properly defended set piece, and Dicker heads clear.
Well, again, Logan having a real go at the assistant, not happy at all, the goalkeeper.
And the boys in the studio at half-time talked about his starting position being behind players. It was similar there, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he would have got there even if that arm hadn't come out. I think he's right about his starting position, the boys at half-time.
Dicker, solid challenge to take it away from Dagnall. Now Jones. One thing you know about Rochdale is that they will not give up. They'll go all the way. Interesting to see as well. Keith Hill in discussions with Rene Howe, the big on-loan Peterborough striker. That's in towards Lafondra. The bounce doesn't favour one of the men in black and white, but he did so well, didn't he, Lafondra, to keep the play alive.
He certainly did, and again, you don't feel there were enough bodies in the box to latch onto that really intelligent header back.
Muirhead couldn't keep it in.
Well, we all know how good Stockport are at defending once they get in front. Their system is geared to it. Rochdale will know that.
Rose took a painful one there from Ramsden. Free kick. A warning as well. The fullback who's playing in the heart of midfield now to try and accommodate for the loss of Perkins. Surely it can't be the same old story. They preparing for a 35th consecutive season down in the basement of the Football League.
Well, it's not over yet. A long way to go. Happy as Larry at the moment, but we know how things can change so quickly.
And goes Delaria too strongly. Free kick for that challenge on the slippery row.
Well, the referee's done well in this game as well. Give him credit. He often have a go, but he's been sensible.
Rowe trying to get a bit of whip on it. Knocked out by Lafondra, which would suggest there's no one up the field for Rochdale, and so it proves to be correct. It'll come right back at the Dale. Rowe, toe from Delaria. Jones makes up the ground. But Dicker comes away with it, looks for Dickinson. Lafondra. Dicker. Just one promotion in their 100 years. Rochdale is drifting away from them. On the plus side, they have time to sort out this situation they find themselves in. Stockport, on the other hand, are going to put something right themselves here at Wembley. 4 times they've been here, 4 times they've ended up heartbroken. Every single time that man was in the Stockport side. Now he looks on from the dugout, knowing that it is going to be a very, very long second half if they can't add to the buffer they've given themselves. Turnbull. McArdle. Well, he would have felt Dickinson breathing down his neck.
Well, you don't take chances when he's around. Get it in the stands.
The goal scorer of the second, Pilkington. Good work from Pilkington. Rowe was coming in there. The defence was creaking, but it did just hold firm for Rochdale. They're well on top now, Stockport, aren't they?
They are. He's been such a presence, Pilkington as well, not just his goal, causing all sorts of problems. Looking to stop Dickinson, which they have done to a big extent, but then your players like Pilkington and Rowe will come into play and cause you as many problems. Well, the one thing Rochdale will look at, the semi-final second leg, Stockport-Wycombe. They went 1-0 up, Stockport, and then Wycombe just threw everything possible at them. Had the chances, but they held out.
More immediate concern to Rochdale is to try and find those chances. Been few and far between. Most of the danger coming from set pieces. A couple of goals from corners, and the Pilkington one came from a throw-in on this near side, which didn't really defend as the manager would have wanted Rochdale. That's why they find themselves in this position that he most certainly would not have wanted. Stockport tails up, and no surprise to see Keith Hill preparing for another change. Made one at half-time, and there is big Rene Howe.
It gives him a different outlet, doesn't he? He's strong, powerful. You're going to bring him on, you have to get bodies around him, and I don't think that's what Rochdale have done particularly well in the box. The ball's going in there, and the lack of bodies in there has cost them at times.
So the former Stockport County trainee does not get the joy he wanted against his former club, and the on-loan Peterborough man, 9 goals he's got in his loan spell this season at Scotland, comes on to try and salvage this situation. 2 unhappy men sitting there on the Rochdale bench. Perkins because he was unable to play from the start, and Lafondra because he can't make it to the finish now. Rochdale looked to Howe, smuggled across in. Turnbull. Rowe. Tommy Rowe. Working it well here to Gleeson. What a good looking ball that is to try and pick out Pilkington.
A lovely little run again by Pilkington. That's the difference now. Pilkington and Rowe starting to run the show for Stockport. I think Rochdale's key players in Rundle and Higginbottom weren't really allowed to get in the game.
It's one of the dangers, isn't it? You focus on Liam Dickinson, you forget the supporting cast. Rowe and Pilkington have been instrumental in all the good stuff in this second half, in the first 15 minutes or so of it.
Well, he'll tell you, Dickinson, how important those 2 players are to his game. I think we've seen that. Dickinson hasn't been involved a great deal, but he's taking people away with him when he's making runs.
Stanton going through the back there with Dickinson.
There we see, they've got to overturn that somehow and get back into this game. It won't be easy because Stockport set up so well and are so difficult to break down when they're in the front.
Turnbull and Dicker. These 2 partners in crime again. Frustrating Rochdale.
You look at his position all the time, Dicker. Hovers around that halfway line. He's always available.
Now Gleeson. On loan Wolves teenager. Rose. Rochdale having to do a lot of chasing as well on this big Wembley pitch. And when they do get possession, they fail to use it.
And he picks it up. Look at. And he gives it away.
And Rochdale failed to use it now. Just need something to pull themselves together here. That spark, maybe a mistake from Stockport, which hasn't looked like coming. Here's Dickinson, he's onside! the main man with the main goal. And surely now Stockport are out of touch and on their way up.
That is the mark of a very, very good striker. He's been policed really well by Stanton for much of the game. Hardly had a sniff. He gets a chance, and what does he do with it? He sticks it away. But again, they keep possession well. Look at the ball here. And again, it's Pilkington involved. Slides it in there. It's behind. He's onside. And he takes it so early. And to generate the power from there. But look at this again. The man Pilkington knows exactly where he wants to put it. And the power he generates from there is absolutely terrific. He thinks he's got it covered, Lee. Right at his near post. It's the power that beats him. Well, you're not involved for long periods of the game, and then you come up with that.
No flash in the pan either, is it? This sort of play in this sort of form for Rochdale, just 2 defeats in their last 16 games. And they both came in a little blip towards the end of the season, otherwise they may well have had enough to go up automatically. Since the turn of the year, 52 points they've got. It's quite astonishing form, really.
Well, the momentum you gather from that sort of run takes you into a game like this, and you don't believe you can get beat, even when you go 1-0 down.
And the proof of the pudding we are seeing down below us here at Wembley. Having said that, the Rochdale goal could still make things interesting. Very interesting. What a strike that was. Rundle celebrates, and suddenly it's all in the balance again.
Well, the quality of these goals are absolutely superb. Long throw, don't defend it at all well, up in the air, but don't take anything away from that strike. Poor defensive header, sets himself well, brilliant technique, keeps it down, and not a chance for Logan. Wonderful strike.
Dickinson. Muirhead. Rundle. Trying to get it through towards Buckley. He's trying to help out Dagnall up front. McSweeney. Down goes Dickinson.
And again, Dickinson on the end of a heavy challenge on McCardle. Again, a yellow card coming out for him.
McCardle, who started it all off, seems a long time ago now, doesn't it, when he headed Rochdale in front. Back came Stockport County. Stanton own goal 10 minutes before half-time. Pilkington header early in the second half. Wonderful strike from Dickinson before Rundle just really threw things back into the mixer late on. Rowe lurking just behind Stanton, did well to stop it getting there. Dickinson. You can't take your eyes off him for a moment. Corner for Stockport County.
How strong is he there, Dickinson? He's such a good target. He makes it stick when it comes to him. He battles away in that role up front by himself.
Dickinson in there, Turnbull as well. Headed just wide. Well, it was an opportunity for McNulty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he should have gone back across the goal. Difficult to squeeze one in from there.
McSweeney. Kennedy.
Claimed it, he needed to as well.
And from start to finish, he's been one of their biggest threats, hasn't he, Rundle, down that left. Rewarded with the goal. But time is running out for Rochdale. Dagnall. Chris Dagnall into the box. The door closed on him.
Well, Dicker made the mistake, and Dicker atoned for that mistake.
Dickinson flagged offside as they look to break away at the other end.
Here's Dagnall, cuts inside. That's not a penalty. They're after it, you can't blame him for that.
What a final 5 minutes we have here to this playoff weekend.
It's been a cracking game, hasn't it, to be fair?
Simmered for the first quarter of an hour or so and has just got better and better as the clock has ticked on.
Well, Peter Beagrie said before the game there'll be goals. He was spot on.
Stanton. Got a little late by McSweeney. Jones is fuming. Goes well there, McNulty. Here comes Jones, looking to take his frustration out on that Stockport defence. Pilkington's touch. Rundle. This is Kennedy. Gary Jones, the Rochdale captain. Tried to bundle his way beyond McNulty.
Still they play it calmly out, Stockport.
And perhaps here comes the opportunity. Rowe, lovely touch in towards Dickinson. Rowe trying to get into the box. Dickinson just overran it.
Credit the defending there. It had to be spot on, and it was.
Referee reaches to his pocket again. McSweeney's been lively, hasn't he, since he's come on, and no surprise perhaps to see him step over the line of the law.
It's not been that sort of game, has it? A game full of entertainment, full of quality.
Another potentially pivotal moment here. Rose stands over it. Straight down the throat of Lee. Needs to get back now, Rose, to his customary left-back position.
Poor kick from Lee, that was. Holds his hand up.
Dickinson offside.
They're starting to keep a higher line now. Rochdale at the back, and that will encourage Dickinson. He just plays on the shoulder of the centre half with his pace.
Buckley. Found a way out of a very tight corner. It's Will Buckley!
Well, he made room really well for himself. Fresh legs.
Well, the goal from Rundle that gave them hope. Hope on the condition that they were able to get another goal and take it to extra time. The clock ticks on. Stockport, the men from Edgeley Park, edge closer to a return to League One after 3 seasons down at this level. Their fall was quick. And, it wasn't that long ago, only a decade ago, that they had their best ever league finish, finishing 8th in what is now the Championship. 2 relegations in 3 seasons. They're back at the bottom. Almost hit rock bottom with relegation fears after missing out on the playoffs on goal difference. They do not look like they're going to miss the chance here.
Well, Dicker telling Dickinson to turn there. Space in front of him.
McSweeney, Rowe is in behind McCardle. They could finish it off here. Flag up.
Offside, but he should have laid the ball across for Pilkington.
Dagnall, here comes Rowe.
Desperate measures now from Stockport. Anywhere will do.
Stockport change. Matty McNeil. What a time to reintroduce him to the first team fray. Hasn't played since he did his knee ligaments all the way back in November. And he replaces the man whose goal looks like sending Stockport County back up to League One.
Well, he didn't have a lot in the game to feed off. And one came his way, buried it superbly. But his work rate in running that line by himself was exemplary.
30 seconds of the 3 minutes played. He takes the congratulations from his teammates and colleagues for his efforts, Liam Dickinson. Time wasting from the goalkeeper, Conrad Logan, a yellow card for him. Matty McNeil's first contribution to give away a free kick, which Rochdale hurry forward up to Rennie Howe. Away by McNulty. Buckley beaten by Dicker. Back it comes quickly to the feet of Dagnall. Thundered away by Jim McNulty.
Nice touch by Jim Gannon.
McSweeney giving McNeil a run. Helped on by Dagnall. Here comes Muirhead. Looped in towards Buckley. Should be Logan's, it is.
Sighs of relief from Stockport supporters there. Chance to run the clock down a little bit.
In the final minute of added time, Rochdale need a miracle. On by McNeil. Stanton away. McNeil. It was good first time, not quite so the second, but they still have it, the men in blue. Rose.
Yeah, that's the way to run the clock down, just keep possession. Whatever happens if they do lose this now, Rochdale, Keith Hill can be, I think, proud of the way his team have responded this second half.
Many occasions in the match when it would have been easy for Rochdale heads to go down, they haven't. They've battled away till the end, but Stockport have just had too much for them over the 90 minutes. Despite giving Rochdale a one-goal start. 3 minutes of time already up. One final chance perhaps taken away by the challenge of Rose. So many stand-up performances out there for Stockport County as well.
It's shattered, and so they should be.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. 4 times beaten at Wembley as a player, Jim Gannon, and he has taken Stockport County to their first ever Wembley win and back to League One, courtesy of a dramatic and a wonderful win over their local rivals.
Absolutely magnificent performance from both teams. Started slowly as a match, but then burst into life. There's been so much quality in the passing, the build-up and the goals. The quality of the set pieces and delivery from wide areas, have been a pleasure to watch. And then the best teams won. We're delighted to see them going up the division and seeing how they can ply the trade up there.
Well, they'd started to think that they were cursed here. Stockport County, such was the unfortunate nature of previous defeats here in the playoffs. 2 players sent off against Burnley. Disallowed goal when it seemed to have crossed the line against Peterborough in the early 90s. Well, they have come here in 2008 and seen off a valiant attempt by Rochdale to end their long stay at the bottom table of English football. It is Stockport County's afternoon, owned, of course, and managed by a fans' trust. There's the man in charge of it all, Norman Beverley. They start their climb again after 3 seasons down at the bottom. A knowing look from Brian Mulwiney. But for every victor, there is a loser. Although that's not really the term for Rochdale here. they've had a wonderful season. They'll come again next year under Keith Hill and Dave Flickcroft, and they really gave everything to put on a show here.
They did, and what a great advert for League Two. You see the three teams that have gone up all played football the right way, and you've seen two teams here play it the right way as well. It's been a pleasure to watch. They play without fear, with freedom, showing their ability, their strengths, and they've got nothing, Rochdale players, to feel they let anybody down, because they put it right to the end. They just pushed and just could not get that equaliser.
Well, let's get some reaction, shall we, from the Stockport camp. We could join Greg Whelan.
Anthony, a great playoff final to watch. What was that like to take part in and to win?
Yeah, it was a good game, to be fair. Rochdale pushed us all the way. I thought when we had the 3-1 lead that we could have held on and just seen the game out, but fair play to them, they got a goal and they made it hard for us.
Fine second goal. How crucial do you feel was the timing of your goal?
Yeah, when we work on things like that, from throw-ins and getting the ball back to the thrower and getting a decent crossing and people getting on the end of it, and all that hard work's paid off today.
You had a hand in the third goal as well today. How impressed were you with the finish?
Yeah, again, that's one thing we've been working on in training again. And a great ball by Jamie Smith, I think, or Pitbull, whoever it was, to play it over, and Dicko was in the right place, right time again.
Let's speak to the score of that goal. Liam, a special goal at Wembley, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely, it's just a dream come true, you know, just to be here with all the fans in this atmosphere, it's just unbelievable.
Cast your mind back 2.5 years ago, you're playing in non-league football. Did you imagine you'd be involved in a situation like this?
No, definitely not, you know, 2.5 years ago I was at Woodley Sports, you know, playing semi-professional, and now I'm here at Wembley, it's just unbelievable.
Now I need you to cast your mind forward. You can look forward to the likes of Leeds and Leicester City next season. How does that sound?
It sounds brilliant, you know, we played the likes of Carlisle and Tranmere and stuff pre-season and in the cups, and we've paired up well with them, so we're looking forward to it, and we think, you know, we think we can do the business in League One.
Well, Anthony, you're also the Parade Man of the match. Congratulations. If you do the honours, Liam, please. Well done, guys.
Tommy, do you think the turning point today was the cross that you put in that led to your equaliser?
It could have been the turning point, yeah. Maybe we needed a little bit of luck for the deflection to go in, but I think we deserved it overall.
You're still claiming it, but I suppose you don't care at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It came over to me and said, yeah, you can claim it. It went off you, so I said, yeah, whatever.
What a fantastic turnaround, and what a great game it was.
Yeah, brilliant game. Both sides played really well, but like I say, we were passing the ball really sharp, and I thought we deserved it.
And you played as well as you can on the big stage. How much does that mean to you?
Well, I still think I could have done a little bit more, but I just put everything in it towards the end of the game, and just paid off, really.
You're back in League One, well done.
Thanks.
Keith, many commiserations. Was it a case of what might have been?
No, I don't think so. I think, you know, Stockport, you know, they thoroughly deserved it. You know, it could have gone either way. I think we give it as much as we possibly could, but I think the lion's share of possession went to Stockport. But, you know, our lads had a fighting chance. Not only a fighting chance, they're very good footballers as well. But, you know, when we went 3-1 down, we really went for it. And probably a little bit unfortunate, but over the whole game, I think Stockport thoroughly deserves to go up.
How disappointed is Nathan Stanton about his deflection, the handball that led to their equaliser?
Well, he's very disappointed. You know, we was winning 1-0. I think the game would have opened up to our advantage. You know, Stockport are very good defensively, and we let them back into the game. So he's disappointed, but the lads deserve a lot of credit for the season they've had. There's no question about that. And ultimately, we're going to get stronger from this experience.
Did you feel in the last 10 minutes when you were pushing forward that you could take this game into extra time?
I think we possibly had chances to. We just didn't. We didn't force it home, and you know, they're very good defensively. I think Chris Dagnall possibly should have shot a little bit early when he thought he'd been brought down for a penalty, but he scored a tremendous goal, and I can't explain what happened really. We've had an absolutely tremendous season, and we've got a lot to be proud of, you know. And the lads they're devastated, but ultimately, like I said, hopefully it's going to make them stronger as a unit, stronger as individuals, and hopefully we can taste a little bit more of this, what we've had today, but with a little bit more success.
And also a first ever trip to Wembley. That's quite something for Rochdale and for the supporters, despite the defeat.
It's been absolutely superb, and the supporters have, but we don't want this to be a one occasion, you know, every 35 or 36 years. We want this to be on a regular basis. We want success.
That's what it's all about. A cup final, a one-off day where the losers end up empty-handed, but the winners take the spoils and move up a league. smiles all round. The mask off, Gareth Owen now, the Stockport County captain, nursing that broken cheekbone from the semi-final and celebrating the moment for Stockport County when League Two becomes one.
Well, he deserves that, doesn't he? Led by example at the back. There were so many, as you say, Bill, standout performances.
Stockport County, who've been turned around as a club from bottom to top by Jim Gannon, as the youth teams and the reserve teams all playing the same way with the system we've seen here this afternoon. And the Jim Gannon way has turned out to be the winning way. And who's to say that they won't keep on rising? His aim, he says, over the next few seasons is to take them back to the Championship.
Well, let managers manage. Give them the time to do it. And it's evident that you can see it on that performance and the performance all season that everything is working at that football club. They're bringing young players through, and we've seen the benefits of doing that this afternoon. Delight to watch, and a delight to watch them at a higher level now.
10 years there as a player, Jim Gannon. He has the club in his blood. The fans have him up on a pedestal, even from his playing days. Well, he is right up there now. The man born in London, that's his finest managerial hour in London, even though he grew up. And of course, they did it for Danny Bergara, the manager who had them here 4 times, twice in the Football League trophy and twice in the playoffs. Never did they win before. Jim Gannon has done it his way, and Stockport County will be playing in League One next season.
Make a note of Thursday on Sky Sports. There's a Ryan Giggs special at 7 o'clock and 10:15 on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. And also on Thursday, the Republic of Ireland taking on Colombia at 8 o'clock, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. So, over 3 days, we've had 3 games and 7 goals, and an equal measure of agony and ecstasy from us all. Bye for now.
More sport, news and views at Sky Sports.